to leave you free to create possibility in the face of breakdowns.
Beautiful. All right, thank you. Okay, so I gotta share this thing that happened over last week. So for the group leaders, kind of know that there is I had mediation Wednesday, so I had to move the group leader call to Tuesday. And so what had happened is last year in June, and I may have shared some of this, so if I'm repeating some stuff, just be even more interested if you've heard it before. In June, well, there was a project that my company took on. It was a $280,000 project. It was the biggest project we've ever done. We got awarded the project in March, started working on it in April and May and June, and the guys were great. They would wire us money every 2 weeks, and I liked them. And in June, things started to get kind of funky. And then we started anticipating, we're told, look, they might try to cut you off of the project and hold back money or stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, these guys are cool. They cut us off of the project, and we said we completed about 75–80% of the work, and we were paid $140,000, so about 50% of the work. And we were asking for $36,000. Like, look, we know we've completed this much, at least, pay us this. And they didn't pay, so we've been going back and forth through the whole legal system. Wednesday we have mediation, and I walk into mediation, and I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I'm trying to think of those moments. Session 1 of every seminar, I'm extremely nervous. But this one, I don't know, I could barely speak. It's just all I want to do is just clear my throat. And, if we're sitting at a boardroom table across from them, all that's there for me is I want to just slit all their throats. For as graphic as we could get. But seriously, it's I wanted to sit there and if I had an opportunity to just, first of all, get everything settled with the money. Money was more important. But next on the list besides money was, I just want to go one by one. F you, blah, 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 blah. Here's what's wrong with you. Here's why you're a terrible person. Cut everybody down and just you guys are the scum of the earth. You're terrible human beings. You are horrible. You are the reason why there's problems. And blah, blah, it's how do you sleep at night? And no wonder you're this way. It's all of that was there. And, and luckily we went to different rooms. And so there was never an interaction, but I just remember walking in and I could see 2 of them, and one guy's sitting there, and they looked so relaxed, and I just turned to my business partner, I'm like, of course they're relaxed, they probably do this once a week, with other people that they hold money. And who knows? But, so anyway, it got resolved, we got $22,000, and that was okay, but I remember leaving, and there was a moment where I was nothing extraordinary happened. Nobody here knows that, number 1, there's a graduate here. Or number 2, that a seminar leader's in the house. This is just ordinary stuff happened and ordinary stuff got settled. We convinced, or we did a battle of who's right, and, the right ended with some money, and that's what happened, and la-di-da. So, I'm resolved. I learned so much from the whole experience, and there's all these takeaways from it. But then throughout the week, I noticed that I'm not complete with this whole situation. I talk about these guys, and my business partner and I remember the night before, I was at the Nuggets game, and he's like, hey, you're going to be ready for tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, man, F that company. And I'm ready for battle. And then just joking about it all week, yeah, these, pieces of blah, 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 and, these guys, and, yeah, it's all done, and it's cool, and, screw these guys. I think I've said that plenty, you can get the world in my anger. But here's where I started looking at it. And, we'll get into more of the distinctions tonight, but I started looking at how am I, there's going to be a part tonight, and this is the preview for it, but in the world of reasons and justifications, there are no breakthroughs. Breakthroughs are not possible. I'm like, I don't know. It's like, there's a breakthrough in my business and things are fine. Like, we're doubling, that's a breakthrough. Like, all right, so what are my reasons, what are my justifications? And I have every reason on the planet why these guys were horrible people. I have every justification for why we should have had a little bit more money last year and all these things, and I have every reason, justification not to take on projects like this because people do this. I drive by every big development that's going on. Like anytime I drive by one, I just look and it's like I get a pit in my stomach because it's like, there's people on that project I know that are not getting paid. I just know it. And then I see another project and I'm like, no, there's people not getting paid. And then I also noticed another thing is we have not bid a project over $100,000 since this project. Like there's a potential $1 million project that like is there. We've already done a $26,000 job with them, and you know it's like we know it could, it's like we know we probably could, but my business partner and I have been like, who knows, it's not that important right now. I don't want to go down another mess, and like, it's like I started to see all the incompletions, and then I started to see my view of who these guys are. Like I know, like I'm the right one, and I noticed that, I'm like, okay, that's just like, that's so ordinary, that is so familiar for me. I was a bully in school, and the familiar way of being right there is the bully's there. The bully is at mediation, ready to battle. The same way that I always did it. I never fought because I was never tough, but I would try to cut people down, and I was going to do the same exact thing. The same 8-year-old Spencer was there at mediation. The same 8-year-old Spencer is there incomplete. He was just right there. So I looked, I'm like, all right, if I could just set all that aside, who am I? What can my life be for? Am I just going to be right about this? And I created that. Who I am is that around me, businesses transform. Who I am is that around me, the world of business is a transformation. It's a transformation. Contracts get honored, and if a contract's not going to get honored, it gets dealt with powerfully. Around me, people win. All sides win. And then next thing that was like naturally there to do was to email the guys. And I just wrote them an email. And this is where like the unfamiliar is like, it was unfamiliar for me. Because I'm sitting there getting ready to type, and I'm already like, I had an experience of like embarrassment. And this is why, because all these guys are like, big macho men, it's like construction guys, and